The Upside Down isn't just a scary place. It's the heart of Stranger Things mystery. What if everything we thought we knew about its origin was wrong? For 4 seasons, we've clung to the official story, the one woven from lab logs, government cover-ups, and Eleven's fractured memories. It goes like this. A scared, powerful child, trapped in the cold halls of Hawkins National Laboratory, pushed to her breaking point by Dr. Martin Brenner's cruel experiments. In a burst of telekinetic fury, she tore open a rift between our world and a twisted, shadowy realm. That rift, hidden beneath the lab's basement, became the first gate to the Upside Down, a monster's doorway, born from human hubris and a child's pain. It's a neat narrative, one that ties the chaos of Hawkins to a single, tragic moment. But neat doesn't always mean true. What if that gate wasn't a creation? What if it was a discovery? What if the Upside Down wasn't born in 1979, when 11 screamed and the walls between worlds shook? What if it was always there, waiting, lurking just beyond the veil of Hawkins, biding its time for someone or something to tear the curtain aside? Let's start with the holes in the official story. Hawkins Lab didn't just pick a random spot in rural Indiana to build its top-secret facility. Long before Brenner and his team moved in, long before the first concrete was poured, that land hummed with something off. Old-timers in Hawkins tell tales. Stories passed down from grandparents who farmed the fields, from loggers who wandered the woods after dark, of a place where the air felt thick, where compasses spun wildly, where animals would bolt in terror for no reason. They called it the Hollow or the Shadowed Ground, and they avoided it like the plague. These aren't just small-town folklore, they're breadcrumbs. In the 1950s, state geologists visited Hawkins to investigate unusual magnetic anomalies, readings so strange they couldn't be explained by any known mineral or geological formation. The report was classified, buried in a government archive, but it's no coincidence that Hawkins Lab was erected right on top of that anomaly. Brenner didn't stumble onto the Upside Down by accident. He was chasing it. The lab's experiments weren't about creating a portal. They were about piercing a barrier that was already thin. 11's power didn't birth the Upside Down. It prized open a door that was already ajar. Think about the moment the gate first opened. 11 wasn't just lashing out, she was making contact. She connected with the Demogorgon, a creature that already existed in that shadow realm, a beast that had evolved to survive in a world of decay and darkness. You can't create a monster by opening a door. The monster has to be there to step through. And that Demogorgon wasn't a new entity. It was a resonant. The Upside Down's landscape, its crumbling version of Hawkins, its twisted vines, its perpetual twilight isn't a warped copy of our world made by 11's powers. It's the other way around. Hawkins, in all its small-town charm, is built on top of a fault line between two realities. The Upside Down is the original shadow, a parallel dimension that's existed as long as our own, and Hawkins just happens to be where the two worlds press closest together. Let's talk about Vecna, Henry Creel, the boy who became a monster. His story dismantles the 11 created it myth entirely. Henry was terrorizing Hawkins long before 11 was born. In 1959, he killed his family, driven by powers that felt older than him, as he put it, powers that let him sense the rot beneath Hawkins, the darkness that lingered in the woods and the fields. He didn't get those powers from Brenner's experiments. He was born with them, born to a family that, like the Byers, seemed drawn to Hawkins's strange energy. Henry didn't just stumble into the Upside Down after 11 banished him. He was pulled there. It called to him, a realm where his powers could flourish, where the darkness he felt inside matched the world around him. When he emerged as Vecna, he didn't just adapt to the Upside Down. He wielded it, as if he'd always belonged. That's not the mark of a dimension created by a child's rage. That's the mark of a realm with its own history, its own rules, its own ancient energy. Then there's Will Byers. His abduction in Season 1 wasn't random. The Demogorgon didn't pick him out of a crowd by chance. Will was a sensitive, someone who could feel the Upside Down's presence even before the gate opened. He talked about the shadow in his closet, about feeling like he was being watched. Feelings that started long before he set foot near Hawkins Lab. His mother Joyce felt it too. She knew Will was alive, even when the police and the lab told her he was dead. She communicated with him through Christmas lights, through radios, through anything that carried electricity, because the Upside Down's energy runs on electromagnetic currents, and the Byers family could tap into that. That connection isn't a side effect of 11's gate. It's a legacy. Hawkins is full of people like Will and Joyce, like Henry Creel, people who can sense the veil thinning,